What is up, mortals? Alex here. Today we have game 2, the match Dragon Link versus Eldlich. We had game 1 yesterday, so if you have not seen that, I would recommend going into the channel and check out the deck list and game 1. If you want to see the match first, then start with game 1, 2, and 3. There will be a game 3, of course, as you'll see by the end of this match. Spoilers, but it was a decent match. It shows the flows of both decks. The strong points and the flaws of them. So definitely go back in the channel and check out game 1 to stay up to date with what's happening in game 2. And tomorrow we'll be uploading game 3. But without further ado, we'll go start and casting game 2. So I believe that none of us, at least I didn't open the best hand. I had a really weird hand, and as you can see, he has two very strong cards in his hand. He has Ash Blossom and he has Summon Limit. This deck cannot play through floodgates like those unless you have an MST, Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister, Lightning Storm, etc. So my hand is like not the best. I can't really play through many negations, many interruptions, since I didn't draw the best dragons in my hand, in my deck. I drew two of the ones that don't really float. I mean, one of them being a Shell Rocket does float, but the second one is not very good. So my hand overall was really weak. He goes charge and he mills two Eldlich spells and traps, which is just huge. It generates so much advantage for him, which is nuts. And Raiden, of course, being a level 4 light tuner, just has more applications to the deck. So he will go ahead and mill 2. I contemplated on activating Gamma here so he doesn't mill, but I really wanted to draw a 1-for-1 or a quick launch and have the Gamma to be an interruption for his Ash Blossom, just because I really wanted to resolve that Gamma's effect. But at this point, I didn't know he had Summon Limit in his hand, of course. And as right now, he's explaining to me what the spells and traps do. This was my second time playing against this deck. I knew what it did because it's played online, but I didn't really know which ones get which. And here he opened really well. He charged for a +4. Those spells and traps would generate 4 cards, which is insane, by the way. That's the one thing about this deck that makes it one of the better ones, the most resilient, is the trap cards or the spells and traps have relevant effects in the field and graveyard, so they're really, really strong. So here he contemplates what to get. I think he's thinking on making his spells and traps live right away, because if I have an Ash Blossom, and if he goes for red, Scarlet Sanguine, he can't special summon the lore from his deck if I Ash deck, right? So he was basically playing around Ash, but I don't think getting the golden lore at this point was the best option. Pretty sure he thinks about this a few more seconds and then he decides to go for something else, but it could be totally wrong. Again, he's just establishing a board, making the best plays he can. He keeps thinking about it. That golden lore being added to the hand might have been the wrong move. I think if he goes and gets Scarlet right now, he can have access to the lore. He just have to hope I don't have the Ash Blossom, which I might have Ash Blossom the activation of the spell card, the Golden Lane, or even the Charge of the Light Brigade. You want to stop those at all costs. You always want to do that. They generate too much pluses. As you can see, Raiden mill an extra card, so it's an extra plus on top of the potential mills that he can do in the end phase. So here, again, he takes back the Golden Lore. I'm sure this is his final time to pick a target, and I told him you have to pick a target now. Did he go get the... I think he gets red. I'm sure he gets red. No, he goes and he gets Hakero. Hakero is the DD Crow, and Conquistador is the monster pop. It could totally be the other way around. Again, I'm still fairly new to the cards. I have not played against this deck just yet. This is my second time. And the first time wasn't even competition. I just happened to draw really well and didn't get to play much. But here, he keeps me up to date. He's telling me what they do, and Again, these two cards, one of them I know what it is. The second one I have no idea, right? It's probably impermanence because he does play imperm. Or could have been a floodgate, but it didn't really matter. I didn't have a spell and trap remover. My hand is old combo. I didn't draw any of my side deck card, of course. So he gets red. He was very greedy at this point. I think he should have just searched red from the golden land and something else with the Hakero here. So that's a plus. See, he has a card in hand which is an Ash Blossom and 6 cards in field. That's a +2. That's ridiculous. Just nuts. And these traps have like relevant effects. That's the one downside to this deck is playing through back row. We don't play any Nightmare monsters. Most of it's a combo. Game 2 and 3 we do bore some back row removal, an insane amount actually. 3 Twin Twister, 2 Cosmic, Red Reboot, sometimes evenly, Lightning Storms. So we wouldn't really struggle against back row. If I had one of my side deck cards, I could definitely like blow them out of the water in a long game, but I remind him that he needs to mill, and he mills another trap card, Eldlich trap card, which is just free. It's, always nice to get advantage. I'm contemplating what to do, and I know I can wait a little longer, but against a board like this, I just took a chance, right? I do have a Chaos Dragon Levineer in my hand, which I want to make live soon. So this game just goes a little longer than game 3. As you can see, by this opener, you can tell like who's going to win. But I stayed in the game. I fought back. It's definitely not uberly one-sided. But game 3 is a lot shorter. You see some of the plays that they can perform when it goes Interrupter. And even in game 1, if you watch that, you could see the deck play through Nibiru. Sometimes you play through Nibiru Ash, Nibiru Perm. It's not very difficult for the deck to do that, but with this opener, a T set, that's just not good. So here he gets the Golden Lore. His spells and traps are now alive. They can actually pop and banish and do other silly things. And because he did on the end phase, he still has them live now. This deck is much like Orcas. You can do both effects. One of the effects every turn. It makes it just absurd. I guess, right? Power creep all the back row decks. Now you just gotta play Eldlich, or you just can't play the game efficiently. The one thing about me setting cards, especially against my friends, is that they know I never set traps. I never really play any traps unless they're like Solemn Strikes. But even then, they respect this back row so much. They give this back row so much credit. And I could see him struggling, like making the best play not to lose to this T set. Like this never happens, by the way. The drawing league never T sets. So he was like thinking, what could it be? Playing around certain things. He knows that I play impermanence and play one of. So I said, I see what I put my set card right in the middle column where this card is. I could have permed his guy, and in his spell and trap, his golden light could have been negated. So maybe he could have been playing around that. But he gave my back row so much credit. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Just generate all the advantage. He's getting his Eldritch now. He wants to push for damage. And I don't understand that. Like, take advantage of the situation and be aggressive. Sometimes your opponent might have a Mirror Fortress too, and we can play through those. Sometimes we just can't. So he goes for my monster. He knows that back row can't be something relevant, right? It can't be something scary, so let's not mess with it yet. So it was perfect time for me to hit the Eldritch with the Call by the Rare that I played, because he's playing a lot of hand traps, and I knew that. I still wanted to stop the Ash Blossom, the Veiler, a possible Ogre that he could have had. The Call by the Rare works here because he was giving my back row too much credit. So I decided to just flip it, kill this guy, and the one funny thing here is that the Shell Rocket has 2100 defense and 0 attack. Raiden only has 17, so him being greedy led to me not taking any damage. Which, it's always nice. It's always really good when your opponent is not paying attention to little details like that. Sometimes it's better to do some damage than none at all. So remember that. If you have a monster that's 18 or less, do not attack face down monster. They can be hand traps. So we could play. We actually have a legal play to do here. During the end phase, the shell rocket will float into any rocket, so we have access to tracer. This is not the best thing, but we actually start our engine this way. But look at him, he has everything going, like board control, infinite pluses, so much for me to worry about. So here, I start generating some cards. I have a rocket recharger in my graveyard, so if he negates the Striker Dragon, I can still float. And again, during the end phase, he's annoying for Raiden. I had to remind him again. So thankfully, I didn't draw my boot sector launch. I went ahead and grabbed it, right? A free card. This can be a soul charge, if anything, which is really good. We can pop himself, get back the shell rocket, and then revive the Tracer Dragon back. But see, so this is where the game goes down the drain for me. He flips summon limit, and there are no MSTs in my main deck. Or there are some post side. Game 2, I boarded in 3 Twin Twisters, 2 Cosmics, Pankatops, and Red Reboot, and I did not see a single one. I mean, keep in mind this is only a turn 2, right? But he has everything going. He's not affected by this, while I'm stopping my tracks. So just contemplating my next play, what to do, how not to lose to this. Should I leave a monster face up? Possibly do something on follow-up. So I decided to just set another card and pass. There was not much I could do, and at this point, again, I'm giving him the illusion that I have the impermanence, so he has to respect this one back row in the same column where the summon limit is. And his Golden Lord can't really do anything right now because it's negated by Coldblind. But here, again, I just set 2. Just pass. I told him like I can't do anything. I'm not gonna get one of my guys back. I'm just gonna let it kill you, because I still remember I have that Lavinia from the opening hand, and I don't have it live yet. There's only 2 dark monsters in my graveyard. So if this dies, that'll be the 3rd. We can always shuffle a card back into his deck, but we need to get rid of this Golden Lord right now. So I'll take some damage. Raiden is at 17, so we'll take 7. And the Golden Lord is 25, so we'll take 32 total. That's a lot. Next turn, he can push our game very easily. So he's milling some more. Magician Souls and Ash. So there are relevant cards in this deck. We just didn't happen to draw an MST here, which sucks. The one major struggle of the deck. So here I'm like banish 3 dark monsters, summon 11 here, no effects. I just need to have a big dude to run over these monsters. So as long as he doesn't kill it, we're fine. So here we go into battle phase and attack with his guy. I didn't really think it will survive since he has this one's the pop. And I think I was asking him about rulings with this card, if they are considered monsters or traps or both. I don't think they gave me an answer at this point, so we went with like whatever, because I thought I had something to negate it, something to stop my Levinia from being destroyed. So I have Call by the Grave and Red Reboot, so I have to negate it, right? But he has the Outland, Golden Land, whatever it's called, negates, and then he doesn't get to pop, so I'll just get rid of this Raiden. I think this was a misplay on his part. I don't think he should have L-land the Red Reboot, but I guess it never really mattered at the end of the turn. Next turn he can summon back his Eldlich and make it bigger than my Levinia. But we're getting there, we're struggling, and from what I see, I think we drew the Black Garden as well, so that's a brick as well. Now with nothing in our graveyard, that Black Garden does nothing. So see, generating pluses, why not? Let me just get some free cards. Sure, it's your turn, right? I'm gonna be able to activate these right away on my turn. It's really obnoxious. This deck is actually nuts. I don't know what they were thinking when they built this. Especially the Eldlich Synchro version is just so oppressive. It's so much. So he sets white. It reborns one from the graveyard, I believe. A zombie monster. And if you don't have the Eldlich, you're locked into zombies, but it doesn't matter. You just need some monster that's big enough to have 11 air. But right now I have the biggest monster, and that's all that matters. See, we can't really spam the board. We can still draw big dudes. Between Leveneer and Darkness Metal, we have access to like 2 really good beaters. If we're allowed to play, we'll have a Savage most of the time. Savage protecting our board from like board wipes. So he's thinking how to deal with Leveneer. It does not take him much. It just needs to summon the Golden Lore and then summon Carol and pop it. Because he plays a lot of weird cards in his extra decks at this point. I remember him having some rank 4s and some weird synchros, some C's that didn't do anything. But after that, we changed it. After this match, I convinced him to play the synchro version. But as of right now, his extra deck was a little weird. He was relying more on spells and traps to get him there. And of course they are. Summon Limit is such a good card. I've lost to that card every time it's been flipped on me, which is aggravating. Right, I'm just not good enough to draw my MST. So, cool, he's using the Golden Lore. That's what he's fetching. And I believe that set card might be called by the grave. I think I drew one after the other. What you got for me, buddy? Let's see. Mike loves to take his time to think his plays, which is really good. Always analyze what you can do. Of course, don't take too long because you have 40 minutes only per match. But it's really good to analyze what your options and your opponent's options. So here he goes for another Golden Lore, and I'm like, what are you targeting? And he goes for my back row. And I'm like, call by the grave, get rid of it. It's fine, you won't be able to summon it. You're going after my back row anyways. So he goes and special summons it. Which is, it's silly. You just get a free dude, and thankfully he's still 2,500. It's not as big in defense either. He's only at 28. But when he uses his effects, being able to protect yourself from destruction and gaining 1,000 attack and defense, that's just stupid. So now he has access to the Golden Lore, he summons his guy, he pops it, and I am stuck. I need to draw Cypher. Cypher MST, right? Or just MST. Because with MST I can blow up his summon limit. I can attempt to make a play with my hand and then soul charge back. Oh wait, actually never mind. I have no rocket monsters in here. Not a single one. So this is not looking good for me. I have been outpaced from turn 1, which is silly. Like, it shows how strong this deck can be. You just need to mill. I guess the Livestream version is the most popular now in the TPG tournament since they got rid of the synchro engine. But you can still see he's doing really well with just like Eldlich cards. I think the Livestream version, it might be better in a control format. Cool. This is over. It really is. I don't think I have an out to this in any way. Alright. When do I scoop them up? Should be very soon. I think I intend to do a play. Finally, I draw a good card. Quick launch. He has Ash. See, like, he's not letting me play at all. He's got all of it. There was no way of me coming back. I'm like, cool, Gamma, right? It counts as one summon, which is really cool. Gamma the Ash, yay! But I can't do anything. That's it. Like, I die here. That summon limit. If I had an MST here, this would be over, guys. Over. But no, we're not good enough. Driver is 25, so we crash. We just kill everybody. Actually, I think I told them I don't want to. I'm like, nah, you can just go, because they'll just float. It's okay. My monster dies because of Quake launch, of course. I can't summon any more monsters. Those are 2 summons for a turn. I'm really low in life points. I believe he can summon the lore once more and put these guys in attack, and they are 1800 respectively. They're big. So yeah, so I tell them that's it, no more, you got it. Good game. Game 2 was definitely Mike's from the very beginning. We'll wrap this up and proceed to game 3. Thank you for watching. Peace.